Welcome, I'm the Kaijun Okami here at Denver Pop Culture Con 2019, and I've got author Corinne O'Flynn with me. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Great as always. I'm having a blast here. Are you enjoying yourself?
Oh my gosh, we're having a ball. It's been really busy today. It's awesome.
So you've sold a lot of books?
We have sold a ton of books, and we're going to sell out of some, and we're going to have to ship them to people, which is a fabulous problem to have. But yes, it's been fantastic. We got a whole new display, and it's bringing a lot of different people in, so it's been very exciting. Yeah.
Is this the first time in the convention you're nearly selling out of your books?
No, we sold out of several titles last year, but this is the first year that we're going to be selling out of a lot of the stuff. Which, I mean, you just don't know how it's going to go, but yes, this is the first time we're going to have this level of activity. But no, this is not the first time, thank God. Which is why we keep coming back, right?
That's amazing. And have you got to know a bunch of new people then coming in for your books?
Yes, we have several people who, so this year there's a romance track, the Love Comes to Denver Pop Culture Con, and we brought in several of our romance writer friends into that track, and so we were blogging about it and Facebooking about it, and a lot of people came to us because we were writing paranormal romance. We have a series, and they were so excited about the romance piece. So there's a lot of new people that were very excited about the romance aspect, because Pop Culture Classroom is all about literacy and literature, and they want to bring more and more authors and more genres, and it's just been wonderful. So yes, and then we have a couple of people who came by yesterday, bought some of the books, started reading them last night, and came back with friends to buy more and get their friends to buy the stuff that they bought yesterday. So it's been excellent. And then we have, the people who come back year after year, just seeing what we have that's new. So yes, we've been, we're really blessed this has been a wonderful con for us.
Yeah, I love your displays and everything going on here, especially that they're higher up, so they're not hidden with everything.
Yes, we worked on our displays and tried to figure out a way to maximize visibility, and so all of our banners, the stuff is up higher even on the banner itself. But yeah, we refreshed everything, and we tried to make them bright and fabulous, and it's you know what, people are drawn to the paranormal stuff, so it's a lot of fun.
So is the paranormal is what is making these romance novels be hot sellers because it's something different from what they're used to?
No, paranormal romance is a huge subgenre of romance, and I think that because I'm a fantasy writer, it's a huge, it's a simple way to connect, because a lot of the readers who read fantasy read witches and ghosts and vampires, and if you have a paranormal romance, it's a nice segue because there's a lot of overlap in those readers. It's my first time doing paranormal romance. I have a contemporary romance pen name that no one knows about, so this is my first time doing romance as Corinne. And so doing it paranormal makes it a good fit with the rest of my library, so that's good.
And so last year you were coming up with some new books. Yes. What has come out since then?
So since then I have the second book in my fantasy adventure series. I have the vampire series. We have the new urban fantasy Omani prophecy series that Lisa and I co-write. I write the woman, she writes the man. And then I have Death Comes Ashore, which is coming out next month. And then I have Undead Men Tell No Tales, which is coming out in 2 months. And they're both available to buy. Like I'll give you the con price and then send you a signed paperback when they come out. But yeah, so that's I've got 4 new, and then I've got another. So I'm counting my other pen name. I think I have 4 more titles coming out this year for Corinne.
So is that 8 in total?
More is more better. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total, including the ones I talked about. 2019 there'll be 9 new titles. Some of them are novellas, so they're not full length all the time. So.
But still, that means you write a lot. Do you do anything else outside of writing?
I write full time, meaning that I work from home. And I get up in the morning and I write from 9 to noon, and then the afternoon is kids stuff because I have children, and marketing and author business stuff. But in 4 hours a day I can draft a first draft in 2 weeks. But then, you have to revise and do the whole process, but you get a pipeline going. So yeah, I write full time, and if I'm able to continue with that rhythm, I will be able to just keep on going. So yeah.
Well, it's like writing a script for video reviews and then going through the editing process of your own reviews.
Yeah, it's a cycle, and the more the more I do it, the more streamlined it becomes, right? And then the more I do it, the more I connect with people who, I now have a collection of cover designers. I have a bunch of editors that like to edit in different genres, so I now have people that I don't have to keep searching for them. So it just makes it that much more streamlined, and I can schedule, because now I know how much I can produce, and I know I can get that done by then, so I'm going to book you now, and then I don't have to wait on anybody, and it just keeps moving. So it's that's in the perfect world when it all works. That's how it's supposed to work. So we'll see.
So with 9 books this year, next year at Denver Pop Culture Con, I expect you to say you have 12 coming out that year.
Oh my gosh! You know what? Let's just say that from your lips to God's ears. Yeah, like it's possible. I don't know. The other thing is real life does get in the way, and I let it get in the way because I will burn out if I don't also do all the other things. And I have children, and I run a nonprofit on the side. So there's just a lot of stuff going on, but I do as much as I can because I don't ever want to skimp on the quality of what I do, and I don't ever want to put out a book before it's ready and that kind of thing. As much as I want to give you the next book, if it's not ready, it's not ready. Like, I don't want you to have a bad experience because I hurried it. So whatever happens, and I'm the boss, so I get to set the schedule and change the schedule.
Let's go.
So are you ever going to decide to just work on a book and then just stop for like 20 years before you decide to finish it?
No, I will not do that like some authors have done. No, and you know what I will say though, I have a trilogy at the end there, my first series called The Expatriates, where book 3 was supposed to come out last fall. And I had all kinds of stuff going on, and I was blocked on the story and everything, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to schedule it out. So it's going to be a year later than I planned, but that's just the way that it rolls. Like, and I just don't want to sacrifice anything for the sake of that being anything less than what it should be. So
You want it to be perfect for the people who have been waiting all this time.
Right, I want to honor the story and honor the readers who have so far stuck with me all this time. And I actually emailed them all, and I'm like, dudes, I'm really sorry. And they're like, no worries, just we're ready for you. Because they're reading everything else too. There's lots of books to read, so they'll just wait for mine to come. So, you know what, it's just been it's giving myself permission to change the schedule and not be like, I'm such a disappointment, you know. So I'm just kind of trying to keep it real.
Well, it's nice that you also let everyone know when there's been a delay instead of just let them find out through some random memes.
No, and I honestly believe that there's a trust relationship that we have with the readers, and if they're paying me money to produce this book for them, and then they get invested in the story, it's the least I can do to be honest with them about what's going on and what's not going on. Like, if something falls off the rails, like, you're waiting for my book, so hey guys, this is what's happening, and you just tell the truth and just be yourself. And I find that they respect that and they appreciate the honesty. So I stick with, I'm always just open about that stuff.
Well, then that's the thing I love is when someone in an industry that I like is very communicative, because the worst thing you can have is no communication, and it frustrates the audience.
Right, and then we were talking about it on a networking panel earlier this morning, and it's like, if you stop talking about what's going on or you don't update people, they're going to think you died. Like, the world is moving so fast. Like, if stuff's not happening the way you need it to, just tell them. Everyone understands when stuff falls off the rails. Like, we all understand, like, oh, I have to move the deadline. So if I also struggle with that, and I'm the person who's writing these books that you love, like, I'm human. Like, I think it connects people with you.
But you said earlier you were a robot, so that means you lied to me.
I am a human robot. I'm what is that called? A cyborg. I'm a cybernetic organism when it's working. Otherwise, I'm just human when it's not working.
Where are the social media links that people can find you at, and where can they order your books at?
Right now, I am 100% all in on Amazon.com. At the end of the year, I do sign paperbacks off of my website if you want me to ship them to you. I am on social media everywhere, and it's Corinne O'Flynn.com, Corinne O'Flynn on Instagram, Corinne O'Flynn on Facebook. So if you go to my website, CorinneO'Flynn.com, you'll find the links to everything else.
And what's your nonprofit?
My nonprofit is called the Rowan Tree Foundation, ROWAN Tree Foundation, and we do bereavement support for families that lose children, because I lost one of my children when she was a baby, and you talk about connection, like the ability to connect with someone after having gone through something like that. And when you deal with something so heavy, the biggest factor that happens when anybody loses anybody, when anybody loses, grief is grief is grief. When you are in grief, you become so isolated, and you feel like you're the only person dealing with this thing in the world. And being able to meet other people that have been there, and they just and they made it through. There's no through. They just have carried on, and they've been able to carry it with them. That's what my organization is about. It's okay to have your grief and learn. We don't want you to live in your grief. We want you to live with your grief, and that's what I do.
On that depressing note to end this review.
You know what? It's actually a beautiful thing because we have done so much good work with people who felt like everything was over, and now they're ambassadors for grief. It's our job to be like, you know what? You will survive this, and that's a beautiful thing that came out of a loss. So I won't let you talk about the tragedy and sadness because you know what? It's awful and it sucked, but look at the beauty that came from it, and it's a positive thing, and we're connecting and making a community there where it wasn't before. So yeah, serving an unmet need. So that's a good thing.
Okay, we can end with that good thing. Any final words for the viewers?
No, thank you so much, and I hope you check out my stuff. And my co-writer's name is Lisa Manifold, and she's lisamanifold.com. And I don't know if you'll be interviewing her as well, but she's got stuff that fits right alongside my stuff, literally and figuratively. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Until next time, bye.